I like to keep my reviews short and sweet like my women, alright? In a word, Kino. So for those who don't know, Fred was a YouTube channel made by Lucas Cruikshank back in 2005. It was actually the first YouTube channel to ever get 1 million subscribers. And there was even an unsubscribe from Fred day where I think it was bots or maybe it was just people who did like a blood oath or something like that. They were like, on this day, we will all unsubscribe from this channel because fuck Fred. And I remember that day actually, oddly enough, of all the things that someone can remember. He lost a good amount of subscribers, but I don't think he lost all of his. But either way, he was a big phenomenon. He was even on an episode of iCarly. And 10 years ago when this movie came out, I really had no interest in seeing this. I think the idea of Fred, you know, this very loud, hyper, high-pitched voice character screaming for a full movie, it wasn't very appealing to me, and I'm sure it wasn't very appealing to a lot of people. But hey, at 23, you know what? Why not? For a movie about Fred, they kind of pulled it off. Now, I'm not saying Fred the movie is some masterpiece or really anything great, but it does have a lot of charm. Besides Fred, nothing in this movie really stands out much. There's not really a single scene without Fred in it, and he actually carries the movie pretty well. I have to give credit to the writer David A. Goodman, who's worked on Family Guy and a bunch of other shows. He actually made Fred kind of likable and sympathetic and not annoying. The first 20 minutes of this movie really dragged. They felt a lot longer than 20 minutes. I even paused it and checked the time and I was like, no way. It's just him at his house screaming and running. He's either trying to get to Judy's house or just talking to his imaginary dad, who's John Cena, which was actually kind of funny, or Kevin is bothering him when he's trying to get to Judy's house, you know, so it's like his plan is thwarted. It cuts to him at home going like, yeah! And that was really cringy, actually. After that point, when he's actually going out to go to Judy's new house, he finds out that she moved away. It's like the plot of the movie. It becomes a little better. So he finally gets to Judy's house and she's having a party and he wasn't invited to and he gets embarrassed. So out of revenge, he decides to throw his own party but not invite anyone. So he would go to someone's house and say like, oh, I'm having a party and you're not invited. Kind of run away. And then he and Jeanette McCurdy's character actually have their own party and they film it to show everyone like, hey, we had a great time, we don't need your parties kind of thing. And that part of the movie, it's at the end, but I really liked that part. It felt very old YouTube to me. Like that's where I think this movie has the most amount of charm, is when they are, you know, stuffing pants and shooting it so it looks like there were more people than there actually are, and they're changing costumes to look like there were more people, and it just seemed like they actually were having fun. It's weird having him be 15 as opposed to 6. I understand why, like just as a viewer, you know, you watch a full-grown man and you're like, that's not a 6-year-old, but some of the childlike innocence and stuff that he had in the videos just makes him look dumb as a 15-year-old, like when he thinks that the small dog is a squirrel. Overall, this movie really wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. The execution was better than I thought in terms of just the character and some of the writing. John Cena as the dad, imaginary dad, was funny, even though his whole bit was like, you gotta like, you know, sumo slam this situation, and like he would body slam Fred and then he would be like, oh, but bring a coat, it might be cold. It got old a little bit, but they used him sparingly. And if I really had to give this movie a score, I guess like a 2 or 3. Honestly, better than I thought, but still nothing amazing. I got a sense that like people cared, you know, like I said with the writer, like it was decent and you could tell that Lucas Cruikshank like cared and people actually tried. So I think that kind of made it an enjoyable watching experience, but it did not necessarily make the movie better, if that makes sense. So if you ever saw Fred the movie, what did you think about it? Let me know in a comment below. You can also check out the podcast I do with my friend James here right on screen, and where we talk about movies in depth. If there's a movie you want us to talk about on that show, let us know in the comments below. We will see you soon.